Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, I am Captain Beefy here with the Game Vault today. What we're going to do today with the upcoming changes with 4.0, we're going to take a look at survival mode. This is a mode I have not really messed around with too much, and I wanted to take a look at it because I understand there are some changes coming to it, and I wanted to show you some of the differences between this mode and the normal mode. And I think the only difference between this mode and permadeath is permadeath, if you die, you die. It wipes your save out, so you don't have any chance of recovering anything. Now, this was tough. I spent about an hour and 10-15 minutes of game time to make this video. Of course, the video ain't going to be that long. But just to show you what we went through to get to where we got, and it was tough. Right off the bat, it seems like our shield runs out of power much quicker, so we were instantly losing life right away because our shield was down and we had to find the sodium. So we had to run around looking for sodium plants. Our oxygen went down very rapidly. It felt like our sprint was just worse than it was on normal mode as a brand new player. Same thing with the jetpack ability. That seemed also to be way less powerful than it is on the normal mode. So just a heads up on those couple things. Even on regular mode, at the beginning's slightly challenging, but you really got to screw up to put yourself in any danger. In this mode, oh my god, it was rough. As you can see, my health got down really low, really quick. I found in this mode, like a lot of times I ignore these boxes and all that, because what are you going to get? 10 sodium out of it, or a little bit, a handful of carbon, whatever. Not that big of a deal. None of it was that, it's not that useful when you can gather that stuff very easily with your multi-tool on your own and pick and choose what you want as opposed to getting the random stuff. But, excuse me, on this mode, every little box helps because you never know what you're going to get out of it. And yeah, it was definitely not easy. So we found our ship, our initial ship, and it goes through the same starting tutorial that the regular game goes through, where you have to find that crashed ship, repair the parts to it, and that requires you to travel usually a pretty good distance across the map to find a building where you get a hermetic seal, but then you also have to you have to go through all the motions to get yourself set up so that you can leave the planet. And of course it starts you off on a crappy planet, which it feels like it always does in this game. The planets are just starting planets are just god awful. They're hot, or they're toxic, or they're ice cold, radioactive, whatever. You constantly need to be working on your shield. And as you can see, I barely got my shield going there, for a while. And now my oxygen is running low. I don't have a lot of oxygen around. Your scanner, oh my god, doing a scan and then waiting for it to reset so you can scan again takes forever. So the game is definitely a lot more challenging. If you've played No Man's Sky for a while and you want to try something a little bit different, then this mode might be something fun for you to try out. With a new character, whatever, it might be a little bit of a challenge. And if you're really machismo, you can go for the permadeath mode, so that if you do screw up and die, yeah, you just wasted an hour or so of your life, or maybe more depending on how long you've been playing. But look at this, I'm taking damage already, right? Extreme heat damage, but I'm so close to the ship. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get to the ship, get in there, and let my shield rebuild in there, and heal. So that's what I did. And as you can see, I had to do this quite a bit. This was basically over and over. I stayed close to the ship, gathered the resources I needed, and eventually I felt like I had enough sodium that I could safely trek the 900 units I needed, the 900 U or whatever I needed to go get the hermetic seal to help launch this ship. But man, it was touch and go for a while there. It really was. I found myself looking for the hostile plants, the carnivorous plants. that attack you just so I could get oxygen, because I didn't have a lot of oxygen plants. There were a few around my ship, but not that many to start off with, you know. So once I got them and used that up, great. Now I need oxygen to make the portable refiner and this and that. And, you know, I'm wasting all of it. And one thing I really hadn't considered early on was the fact that I can make the life support gel using the dihydrogen. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh, okay, let me make some of that up. And I used that to power myself up while I was able to gather a little more oxygen so I could have it for other things that I needed, because I was only getting a tiny bit of oxygen each time, and it was just completely insane doing it that way. I didn't like it. So another big major change between this version of the game and the other ones is your inventory and how much stuff you can hold in your inventory. Now, we all know in the regular game you can have up to 9,999, you know, almost 10,000 in your inventory of certain things. And that's the same in your deep inventory, you know, your cargo, your ship's cargo, whatever. It's all pretty much the same. But in this game, you know, in this version of the game, it's a little bit different. And we'll go take a look at that and see what we're talking about there. In the cargo hold, 1,000. In the regular ship, 500. In your exosuit, 500. And then in your exosuit's storage, 500. In your regular exosuit, 250 is the limit. That is absolutely nuts. You know, so it will definitely present a much bigger challenge to you playing this game, and you'll have to, you know, if you're doing this coming in from a normal game or whatever, and you want something that's a little more exciting, a little more challenging, then yeah, I do recommend this mode. I might keep this character and go back to him from time to time just to play around with him. I'll definitely keep it long enough to see what the update changes with it, and we'll do a little follow-up on that, see if the inventory increases like they say it might increase. Does it affect that portion of the game too, or is it just the basic game, or is it something completely different? Because we don't know. There's really no definition on how that increased inventory is going to work and exactly what it's going to entail. So we'll definitely be keeping our eyes open to check that out. So that, again, is in just a couple days, Friday on the 7th, 2 days from now, or 1 day from the time you watch this video, I think, right? Right. So anyway, tell me what you think of survival mode. Is it something you'd be interested in? It's definitely cool. It doesn't add stuff like a lot of survival modes in games add things like hunger, sickness, thirst, you need to rest or whatever like that. This game doesn't add anything like that to it. It just ramps up the difficulty and nerfs your storage a little bit. And I really, you know, even gathering materials, it just feels like it takes so much longer to get everything that it's not even funny. So thanks for joining me once again for another episode of No Man's Sky. If you're interested in trying out survival mode, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to like on the video. It is always a huge help, and share us on social media. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. I do No Man's Sky videos on a daily basis. And I will see you next time. After I piss off these sentinels, that is. Peace.